Did we witness something that was not supposed to happen? Harrison Burton winning the Coke Zero Sugar 400? I was not expecting this.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double shot it loud!
Hey guys, today I'm going to discuss the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. To me, it's always going to be the Pepsi 400. NASCAR in their crown jewel races have been very, very disappointing this year. They either get rained out or all of a sudden they will just not show the race towards the end.
And due to the breaking news, today, the NASCAR Cup Series race on NBC will be available on USA.
Bro, come on!
If you were there watching the race in person, it was worth watching. Yes, there was a lot of wrecks in this race. You had 3 big wrecks in this race. I'll get into that in a little bit. Let's get into the race, guys. The green flag drops. Michael McDowell starts leading. They did stay in the front throughout the night. I thought they were going to at least try to compete for the win. Unfortunately for Michael McDowell and their team, he got turned into turn 1 by Austin Cedric, collecting a huge pileup in the process. There was a lot of action going around during this race. Ryan Blaney even said that his car didn't have enough power. For some reason, they were kind of struggling to stay in the pack. Josh Berry wins stage 1. They had a strong car throughout the night. Unfortunately for them, they were not going to have a very good night afterwards in the later laps. Lap 46, Bubba Wallace leads. I thought they were going to be very strong during this race. They kind of had an up and down day. Unfortunately for them, they were involved in a wreck that was out of their control. I'm taking the damage wasn't that bad, so they were able to go back out and finished in the top 10. I was not expecting a top 10 finish from them. They had some top 10s and top 5s this season. The big one happens on lap 60. Corey LaJoie makes contact with Noah Gragson in the backstretch. I get that Corey LaJoie was trying to get a really good run on Noah Gragson. He just hooked him. I'm just saying. It's just the way these cars are built. The slightest tap or the slightest just bump draft will turn somebody into the backstretch or into the corner. And I often wonder this. Why is Corey LaJoie in the NASCAR Cup Series? And I'm not saying drivers should not learn in the NASCAR Cup Series. Feel like they need to go into a situation that they need to go somewhere else to experience on when they actually feel like they are ready to go into the next level. It proves time and time again that he does not prove anything that he should belong in the NASCAR Cup Series. He's been wrecking a lot of equipment. It doesn't make him look really good. There's other drivers out there that could do much better than he is doing right now. This huge wreck took at least 19 cars out of the race. Denny Hamlin was one of them. Eric Jones was also involved in this wreck. A lot of contenders in this huge wreck that needed this win. Corey LaJoie just ended their night. It just does not look good at all. And I'm not saying everything is his fault. You gotta do much better on racing smarter out there. Eric Jones blows a tire. It seems like he was having some issues from that wreck. The handling in his car was really going at that time. Joey Logano wins stage 2. This is going to help Joey Logano for the championship. And yes, I am calling this the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. Justin Haley leading the race was something I was not expecting. Rick Ware racing in front, I did not expect that. John Hunter Nemechek spins in the backstretch. I just don't know how John Hunter Nemechek was able to save this car. I really thought he was going to go back into the track, into traffic, and cause a major wreck. Brad Keselowski was leading this Coke Zero Sugar 400. Unfortunately, he had to go through a pass-through penalty from jumping the line. And I just don't know if I like this rule. You want to start the restart to start even, but you don't want to start in a way that you spin your tires. I just don't understand this rule. Josh Berry had a very scary wreck in the backstretch. Kyle Busch was trying to give a very good bump draft towards Austin Cedric. and Josh Berry just hit that safer barrier very hard. He spun around like a top upside down just to see the safety crew come to him. It just seemed like they took forever to get there to him because I was not sure what was going on. They were able to interview Josh Berry afterwards, and this is what he said.
First of all, are you okay? And what a scary ride that was down the backstretch.
Yeah, I'm all good. Actually, probably wasn't as bad as it looked, but man, I'm bummed because we had a hell of a night going. Just such a great job by Rodney and this whole 4-team. Car was so strong. I mean, we were in position. Man, I'm really proud of the job I did tonight. Really proud of the job the whole team did. Didn't work out. Just want to thank everybody at Stewart-Haas Racing and Ford. Disappointing, but whether we'd have won or flipped, we're going to go to work Monday and try to win next week.
What a great sight being able to talk to Josh, guys.
That was very, very scary. Like, I've seen a lot of wrecks at Daytona. A year ago, we had Ryan Preece flipping over in the backstretch. I thought that was way more worse. I'm not saying this wasn't. Just the way how that impact was, I was not sure if Ryan Preece was going to get out of that. We get 2 to go after this last caution. Kyle Busch was leading. Harrison Burton gets a huge run on Kyle Busch in the backstretch. And what a way to win the race. And I really thought that Harrison Burton was going to get spun in the tri-oval. Just the way these cars are now, they are very sensitive and it takes nothing to spin them out. I give credit to Harrison Burton to control that car. You also had an amazing finish as well. And I'm glad that this race ended under green and not yellow, just like with the Daytona 500. That's what it should be. Here are the results of the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Harrison Burton is your winner. Finishing second is Kyle Busch. And I thought Kyle Busch was going to win this race, and Kyle Busch just does not have any really good luck at Daytona. It's coming to this point that I really do feel bad for him. He just cannot get it done. Doesn't matter if it's the Daytona 500 or just this race altogether. He just cannot get it done. They had been just terrible throughout the 2024 season. Hopefully Kyle Busch is very satisfied with this second place finish, probably having some sort of feelings not winning this race. And I know some people will say, well, he's whining, he's this and that. I don't blame him if he's frustrated at this point. Finishing third is Christopher Bell. They had a very good car today. They were in the top 5 throughout the race. I just don't know if they led some laps. If they did, I probably did miss it. A really good run for them. Finishing fourth is Cody Ware. If you have at least 20-30 cars out of the race, that will happen. They were in the top 15 throughout the race. So it's not like they didn't have any speed or anything. Seeing them in the top 5, it's kind of surprising to me. But if you have 20 cars out of the race, you're going to get a good finish out of it. Finishing 5th is Ty Gibbs. The Toyotas were kind of here and there throughout the race. Finishing 6th is Bubba Wallace. They were involved in that huge wreck. I guess the damage was not that bad than I thought it was. They did get a top 10 out of it. I'd rather have that than being out of the race. I know he's going to win a race. I just don't know which one that will be. Finishing 7th is Parker Ritzlaff. If I'm saying that incorrectly, forgive me for that. I'm trying my hardest here. This kid came out of nowhere. I'm taking he missed the huge wrecks that have been going on the track, so...
Hold up. Let him...
Finishing 8th is Brad Keselowski. Unfortunately for him, like I said before, he had a penalty that costed him a very good finish. I thought he had this race. Finishing 9th is Daniel Hemrick for Richard Children's Racing. I'm not sure how they were doing throughout the whole race. This was a very good run for them. They have not really shown any process being in the top 10, as I know, throughout the season. Finishing 10th is Chris Buescher. They had a pretty decent run. I cannot really say on how they were doing. They kind of had an up and down season. I think it was the Kansas race that he missed on winning that one. Honorable mentions. Let me bring up some certain drivers that were in the top 5, top 10. Finishing 12th is Ross Chastain. He had a very good run today, but he was caught up in that huge big wreck. Finishing 15th is John Hunter Nemechek. They tried to recover after that spin in the backstretch. I thought they were going to come back into the top 10. I guess the damage was way worse than I thought. That is the results of the Coke Zero Sugar 400. You had really great racing. The pack racing was exciting. For some that were in the pack in the beginning of the race, they were not able to go through the whole race due to the big one. The drivers were smart out there, at least some of them. I thought the Chevrolets were going to be winning this Coke Zero Sugar 400, and it turns out that wasn't the case. Congratulations to Harrison Burton on winning the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Very happy for them. They deserve it. I don't think they should be in the playoffs. They have not been proven to be a championship contender. If you guys want to see more videos, don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and comment. Take care, guys.